the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Very difficult to police the city and to be a police officer in the city.
We're being used as pawns in a political stunt, and it is infuriating.
Here tonight on DC News Now at 10, public safety and politics. The district's major police reforms in major jeopardy right now.
And want to save some money this weekend? We can help stretching your dollar with gas and groceries tonight.
And ahead at 10:30, Governor Youngkin drawing some criticism tonight. His response to a question about school bathrooms.
And weather-wise, finally drying out, but behind this very strong Arctic cold front is some cold air. I mean, wind chills back in the teens and 20s. We'll take a look at that weekend forecast coming up.
Good Friday evening, and thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz.
And I'm Mark Hall, filling in for Chris Flanagan. New tonight, an attempt by Congress to overturn a different D.C. law. And House Republicans are taking aim at a police reform bill that's been in effect for almost 3 years.
And on the heels of Congress rejecting D.C.'s criminal code reform, take a listen to McCarthy and what he said at a signing today.
No longer will we be defunding police. No longer will we be softening sentences. A new Republican majority changes the course.
All right, again, that was Leader McCarthy, and our Daniel Hamburg joins us live in the newsroom. And Daniel, the union chairman, says that the reforms are the main reason they can't hire enough officers.
Well, Tasmin, the force is down right now, about 500 officers. They say the council chairman, however, says that the reforms have nothing to do with those vacancies. He says this is all about police accountability.
I knew it had nothing to do with what was in the bills. I knew it had nothing to do with any genuine concern about our safety.
That's Nike Savane's reaction to Republicans now trying to reject police reforms in the district. She was on the D.C. Police Reform Commission, which recommended changes after George Floyd's murder in June 2020.
We've listened to community members through the Police Reform Commission. The council itself has had public hearings on this, and they settled on a decision. And now we are being undermined yet again.
Reforms include a ban on neck restraints, making it harder for officers to disperse gatherings, and gives public access to police records.
Temporary versions of it have already gone through congressional review 3 times.
A permanent version of the bill was passed in January.
This bill is a retribution on police officers and basically creates an environment where it's impossible to go out and do your job and creates all kinds of crazy liabilities for police officers.
D.C. Police Union Chair Greg Pemberton says he's for transparency, but officers don't want to work in D.C. because of this bill.
It forces body-worn camera footage and officers' names to be released almost immediately after any critical incident. It creates a disciplinary database so that the public can search every single officer's disciplinary history.
Mendelson says Republicans are just emboldened after overturning the revised criminal code.
This bill's about police accountability. It's about ensuring that we don't have bad cops, that we don't hire bad cops.
Now, while the overturning of that revised criminal code had large bipartisan support, it's not clear how this effort will fare yet. But according to Axios, they're reporting that there are 15 co-sponsors in the House right now. In the newsroom, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Daniel, thank you. And the chair of the D.C. Police Union, who we just heard from in Daniel's story, was also a strong supporter of Congress overturning D.C.'s revised criminal code. He was at the signing ceremony today with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
On behalf of the nearly 3,200 members of our union, I express our formal thanks and heartfelt appreciation for this vote supporting public safety and justice for victims of crime. We all know that the bill from D.C. City Council went too far and sent the wrong message to violent, repeat criminal offenders. There is a dangerous shortage of officers in the Metropolitan Police Department, and further action will be necessary to improve retention and restore recruitment so we can protect the district with professional, responsible, and qualified officers.
And President Joe Biden has said that he will sign the resolution rejecting the revised criminal code. All right, it is Friday night, and we are excited about the weekend.
And we're excited to send it over to Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb with a check on the forecast. Janessa, you told me earlier not to complain about this weekend.
Yeah, everyone needs to hold off. We had a good stretch this winter with above average temperatures, so I'm going to need the complaining to hold off a little bit, even though I know it is very blustery and very chilly across the DMV right now. We had that strong cold front sweep through the area, and right now what you're looking at regionally is kind of the leftovers. It's sagging into New York City, Boston as well. Northern New England is the bulk of the snow, and the leftovers of what we are kind of dealing with across the DMV is this coastal flood advisory. We had a good wave of rain, caused about 1/4 of an inch across the metro area, and so the National Weather Service pulled the cord due to some tidal moisture and a good amount of minor flooding that happened across the suburbs. Now, Bradley, Lee into Culver, Fairfax County, Alexandria, Arlington, you're now in this advisory, and that's going to last until about midnight. It's out of precaution at this point because we have zero moisture that we are talking about. However, the leftovers with this situation, visibility has really gone down to near 1/4 to 0 for Manassas into Fauquier County, and so that's going to continue to be an issue. Hey, going into this weekend, we're talking about cooler temperatures and a strong storm system moving in by Sunday. We'll look at that coming up.
Janessa, thank you. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene tonight is demanding full access to D.C.'s Corrections Center after allegations of inhumane treatment of January 6 defendants. Reporter Marielle Carbone is live at the jail in Southeast D.C.
And Marielle, the Congresswoman sent a letter to Mayor Bowser. She accuses the jail of hitting a new low under the mayor's leadership.
Yeah, that's right. The Congresswoman sent this letter to the mayor's office, which says that the conditions inside the jail are unsanitary and unconstitutional for those January 6th defendants. And in fact, just last year, some of those inmates actually wrote a letter saying they'd rather be in Guantanamo Bay than here in this D.C. jail. Now, we know there has been years worth of criticism about the conditions inside the jail, but one D.C. activist I spoke to tells me that the motives behind the Congresswoman are questionable at best.
The conditions have always been horrific.
D.C. activist Ronald Moten says there's no question conditions need to improve at D.C.'s jail. But what he does question?
Her real motives.
The motives of Marjorie Taylor Greene. So that we can. Thursday, the Georgia Congresswoman sent this letter to Mayor Muriel Bowser demanding full access to D.C.'s jail. It comes as a House committee investigates the treatment of January 6 detainees. In the letter, Greene, who's visited the jail before, claims detainees have been abused and neglected, forced to live with clogged toilets, and not given access to haircuts or other workforce development opportunities. It states treatment of January 6 detainees paint a picture of despair, hopelessness, and a severe abuse of justice. And the committee is concerned by reports that January 6 detainees are facing a unique form of mistreatment due to their politics and beliefs.
It talks about the two worlds we live in.
Moten says Greene's letter shows she has no concern for black prisoners here or across the country.
It's ironic. People can find things wrong when it's for a certain group of people. In this case, people who committed treason, but you don't care about the 99% of the black people who were in the prison.
He's looking for accountability and says lawmakers should be working on justice for all people.
Let's see how many visits they made in any prisons throughout the United States about inhumane conditions, because we know they exist, right? And if they haven't, why would it be so important for them to come to D.C. to visit a group of people who created treason?
And I reached out to the mayor's office for comment. A spokesperson tells me that the office has received the letter and is reviewing it and will respond accordingly. Mark and Tasmin, the Congresswoman wants that access for Congress and their staffers by March 23rd. Reporting live in Southeast tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone at DC News Now.
And Maryland's Department of Education has put out its annual report card for the first time since the pandemic. Now, the report paints a picture of how schools performed in 2022. It ranks schools out of 4 stars based on indicators, things like academic achievement, academic progress, and school quality. The report shows more than half of schools kept their pre-pandemic ratings, with 3 in 4 schools earning a 3, 4, or 5-star rating. And meanwhile, in West Virginia, a bill striving to improve elementary education is now up for its 3rd discussion after being amended by the state's House Education Committee. The Third Grade Success Act would put more aides in K through 3 classrooms and improve math and literacy skills for students. Now, one of the main goals is to help students develop better reading skills during some of their most formative years.
Well, today, families in Charleston calling for answers. The West Virginia Poor People's Campaign held a rally outside the Capitol in the wake of several inmate deaths at the Southern Regional Jail. The group says that over 100 inmates have died in jail in the last decade, 14 in the last year alone. Families want a full federal investigation into the jails and handed a petition to Governor Jim Justice's office.
We knew from Dad himself on phone calls and FaceTime with us that he had been beaten and that he was badly hurt. He needed medical attention, and he never received any help at all. The Department of Correction has failed families for far too long, and we call for an independent federal investigation into Southern Regional Jail and this corrupt government.
The Poor People's Campaign says the petition has over 4,500 signatures.
And new tonight, the recently signed PACT Act extending eligibility for veterans exposed to Agent Orange, burn pits, and other toxins. The act broadens a list of possible conditions that veterans can get care and benefits for. Veterans of the Vietnam, Gulf War, and post 9/11 eras are eligible to apply.
The biggest change to veterans benefits that we've seen essentially in our lifetime. For a lot of veterans, this is going to be a kind of a lifeline.
And the VA must provide a toxic exposure screening to every veteran enrolled in the VA healthcare. And much more ahead on DC News Now at 10. Coming up, inflation still hurting everyone's wallet.
And stretching your dollar this weekend, our Ben Dennis tells us where to find the cheapest gas and rake in some extra savings at the grocery store. Plus, it's getting more expensive to take your pet to the vet. What is driving up those prices?
And at 10:30, the Virginia governor's proposal on school bathrooms under the microscope. His answer at a town hall last night, bringing new attention to the issue.
And we're finally drying out, but we have a very short window before we track in our next storm system. But it's going to feel more winter-like this weekend. We'll look at that forecast coming up.